All right, guys, welcome to a second episode here of 10 Minute Tuesday. It's a new series we're trying out. It'll be all different topics. We're going to do a lot of different tech topics with Connor, basically talking about camera stuff. And one thing to know about this is going to be a podcast on our podcast page, whether it's Spotify, Apple, whatever, but we're also filming a video of this, so you can go watch it on YouTube and see our beautiful faces if you want to as well, which I know you do. So check that out. But okay, without further ado, we have like 9 minutes left. So Connor, go ahead.
So, well, this week we're doing intermediate tips. And by the way, I've gotten a lot of questions about stuff that we talked about in the first one. I will answer kind of more stuff later on, but we have kind of a beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So this week is kind of that $3,000 to $5,000 price range. If you have that you want to get into and do filming stuff. So, and this is, you can either, I'm going to start by saying what we talked about last week. So let's assume that you have an 80D. Let's assume that you have, like, you've built up, you got the 24 to 105.
Or you have like a beginner scenario setup that you've...
Right. Yeah. Well, so you can build up, as I talked about in the last one, to like a $2,000 setup with an 80D,
RP.
Yeah, or an RP, yep. And yeah, I'm actually going to start there. So we'll start with the RP. You have the 24 to 105. The next thing you're going to want to invest in is going to be... Jill.
I'm so out of my element.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of numbers and letters.
Dude, you're like Zach Galifianakis with the numbers floating around through your brain right now. You just have no idea what they mean. Okay.
I'm in the Twilight Zone, dude.
So we got RP, ADD. Connor, Joey's like,
we have a full frame camera with the RP. Okay.
Yeah.
It means you could take really good pictures, Joe.
Okay.
And then we have a 24 to 105 lens. This is when you want to invest into more lenses, and you can either go, depending on what you shoot, you can go with a lens that will zoom in more, a 70 to 200, or a lens that will be further out, like a wide angle lens, like a 16 to 35. So the next one that I would invest in, which is in another $2,000, is going to, or it's more like $1,600 now if you get an EF one. The RF one is more like $2,000. But I would go with the 16 to 35 EF Canon lens for the next purchase. And then I would start thinking about getting yourself a faster computer, because the next thing that you're going to probably upgrade to is going to be a camera body. And that's going to start shooting a lot better footage. You're going to start getting a little bit more advanced. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was kind of budget lenses, because I like EF glass. I like the Canon glass with a nice little red ring around the front. That's so you can tell that it's the expensive stuff. But I think it's Tokina and Sigma.
Mm-hmm.
They both sell some pretty decent lenses for beginners. And so that is something I'm definitely a fan of. And right now I'm looking on my iPad to make sure because I had some kits built out.
One thing I wanted to talk about, when I watched the video that you dropped today or yesterday on YouTube about the beginner camera guide, is everyone in waterfowl is using a 70 to 200.
Yep.
Is that an intermediate or is that a beginner?
Yeah, so that was one that I mentioned right before earlier. That was either you want to go wide or you want to go tight with the longer lens. That's the 70 to 200. And
I feel like that's more for
photography for sure is where it starts.
Correct.
I use it now that I have two camera bodies. I just have my 1DX with that on it all the time, so I can run slow motion, and then I can just pick it up, point it at the ducks or the geese or whatever, get a slow motion shot, put it back down, and then run my 24 to 70 or 24 to 105.
You're like professional and shit.
Well, that's advanced. We're going to advanced next round. No, and so kind of looping back, if you wanted to just kind of buy all the lenses in all the wide ranges, and if you have a crop sensor lens, which is like the 80D, and so you want to expand from there, I would go with the Tokina 11 to 16 millimeter. That's a fairly simple, a lot cheaper on Amazon, or the Sigma 10 to 20.
And what's that going for money-wise?
The Tokina is $500, and the Sigma...
And a lot of guys use Sigma. Like a lot, at least I hear Sigma all the time.
The Sigma Art series is definitely one. But yeah, Sigma is also around $500. And then you got your 50 millimeter. And by the way, the 50 millimeter, great lens for the money. Okay. It is not.
50.
Yeah. There you go.
Nifty 50, baby.
But it is not something that you're going to like. I never use it anymore. It's something that I started with. It's something I got my feet wet with, and and that's it. I still have it.
Get
because,
me wet with it.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, get me wet with the Nifty 50. Give it to me.
and so that's definitely something that's going to get you kind of into it and get you going. But then after that, I think you'll probably move on to something else. And then, so let's say you have a GoPro. Let's say you have a full frame lens. We got a wide angle lens. We go up to our tight lens. And then the other thing that you might want to start thinking about or investing in is if you want to do your own like tutorial videos, is either lighting or a different audio solution.
Mm-hmm.
The FTF gear on Amazon, if you search FTF gear, and like I said, we'll leave a kit on kit.co/MidwestFlyways, but they have a FTF gear has a $30 lens that is actually pretty freaking sweet. And then Tascam has a $200. Did I say lens? I meant mic.
Yeah, lens.
Has a $30 mic. Sorry, that's pretty
Okay.
sweet. And then Tascam has a $200 mic that is comparable to like a $600 mic that is wireless or whatever. It's just not wireless. You have to sync it up later.
Okay.
So.
Well, and I was gonna say another thing is like obviously a shotgun mic can do a lot for you.
Yep, and that's the Videomic Pro Plus. That is a shotgun mic. And it can do a lot, especially in the field.
Yeah.
The Videomic Pro Plus has a variation in how it it records 10 decibels lower. So it records, so like I can get Joey calling because he calls super loud.
Yeah.
And I can get him talking on the same mic and then just cut out one of the tracks, cut out the left side or cut out the right side, based on that.
That sounds advanced. Okay, I was going to mention too, I actually use for the tutorial videos that I film on my own, I have an Audio-Technica, like a hardwired lav mic.
Yep.
And it's not amazing. It's obviously not like the really nice ones that we use that you have.
Yep.
But it does a hell of a lot going from like a crappy mic to just having that cheap mic. And I think it's like $30.
Does it go to straight to the camera?
Straight to the camera.
Yep. So that's what I'm talking about the FTF gear that I
Okay.
accidentally said it was a lens, but it's a mic. So it's $30 on Amazon. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it for what it is, it's very sweet. How much was the Audio-Technica one?
I think it was like $30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's like a hardwired one, and you have an on switch on it, which I don't know what that does or doesn't do, but it's specifically you have to like turn it on a little on switch.
Yeah.
And then that runs up.
And then the last thing that I would say to kind of like think about in the intermediate level would be a drone. If you're just like, if you do have to be licensed, please, dear Lord, you have to be licensed to fly a drone commercially.
Have you
Otherwise,
heard of anyone getting screwed over by that?
Oh yeah, a lot of people. Oh yeah.
What's the fine?
It can be upwards of $40,000. Yeah.
Like if they're in an aircraft space?
Like if like YouTubers, I've heard of YouTubers flying in a place that they know that they shouldn't fly, posting it on YouTube, and then the FAA sends them.
After the fact?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's bad.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. But it's super easy to be legal. I was like, I am licensed, and so I can fly commercially, but or I can fly if we make money, or whatever in any way.
Yeah.
But you could even fly, like I flew last weekend in Colorado less than a mile from an airport.
Sure.
Okay. Because I called the airport and was like, yo, I'm going to fly. And they're like, sweet. Can you go online really quick and fill out a notification form? I'm like, yeah. I fill out a notification form, sent it to him. I saw a plane take off right when I was taking off. And the dude was like, yeah, you're good. And it's like, yeah, because I told them.
Were you like breaker, niner?
Yeah.
No, because they aren't, once they get past a certain level, they can't go below 400 feet and I can't go above 400 feet. So if everybody just abides by the rules, everybody was fine. But,
And it tells you that on your drone screen, right?
It will notify you. Yeah. So like it wouldn't let me take off without me filling out my name and like my notification stuff.
Really?
And like my phone number and everything.
That's crazy.
Because then it's just like if some crash happened in the area, they look up the flight logs. They see that I was in the area and they give me a call. Hey, where were you? What were you doing?
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right. You have 30 seconds in kind of a review. You kind of mentioned getting a computer.
So yeah, this is assuming what you already have.
Yep.
We're going to add a wide angle, a tight, and then you want to focus on lighting and audio next.
What's the wide?
16 to 35 EF lens. Tight is 70 to 200. Those are both in the $1,000 range depending. $1,000 to $1,600 range. And then, if you have a crop sensor, I mentioned those earlier as well. Kit.co/Midwest Flyways.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.